Imagine that I had a magic wand. And with that wand, I could grant you one wish, one change that you could make to your life to overcome a challenge you're facing or achieve a personal goal. What change would you choose? And if I granted that change, how would your life look? How would you feel? That is why you need a coach. We all have something in our lives that we would like to change, whether it's about eliminating a pain point from our lives or achieving that next level aspirational goal that we've been dreaming about but haven't had the time, energy, or structure to make it happen. Coaching changed my life, and it can change yours too. If you're interested in learning more, let's talk. Hello and welcome to the Unapologetically Authentic Leadership channel. I'm Brooke Bernard, your transformational leadership coach. This space is all about empowering high-achieving women in leadership to be their authentic selves. And in case you're new here, my goal is to help you reach your full potential by being who you are, not who you're expected to be. I believe that all of us have something in our lives that we would like to change. Whether it's a challenge that we're currently struggling with that we haven't been able to work out how to resolve ourselves, or it's a dream that you have, something that you aspire to, a goal for personal growth or achievement in your life. Either scenario is a change that you truly want. And here's what's amazing. A coach can help you get there. They can help you create that change in your life. They helped me create that change in mine and are the reason that I am where I am today. For many of us, coaching is something that's either new or unfamiliar, and I want to do a service to our community by sharing what it is, benefits, trying to respond to your possible reservations, and to tell you a little bit about my coaching philosophy and the world of coaching that I'm a part of. So first, for those who don't know, I am a coach, and I want to tell you what people like me do. And sometimes the best way to help us understand what something is to help us understand what it isn't. So a lot of us are familiar with therapists, even if we aren't familiar with coaching. And you know how therapists are there to help you heal from the hurts and the traumas of the past. Well, coaches meet us where we're at and then help us look into the future to identify what we really want for ourselves and our life. And then they help us to make that change a reality. So a really easy definition of coaching is that it's a collaborative partnership between you and your coach that's focused entirely on your personal growth and helping you achieve your full potential. Very simply, a coach's job is to help you identify what you truly want and how to best spend your energy to get there. Whereas it's the client or coachee's responsibility to reflect on all the new information that they're learning, the insights they're gaining weekly, to put those into action, and then to incorporate that into who they are as a person and how they choose to live their life. There are two reasons why people typically get a coach. It's either to address a challenge or to achieve a goal. And while you might be able to achieve the change you want on your own, having a coach will expedite your learning curve, and it will help you get to what you want, the growth in yourself, the change in your life, much faster. The nature of coaching is that we meet one-on-one with clients on a regular basis, sometimes for 6 weeks or 12 weeks or 6 months or a year. For people who really love their coach, sometimes they stay with that person for years, but usually meet weekly or bi-weekly. And in those meetings, your coach helps you to gain clarity, set goals, and take action. You really get insight into yourself and who you are in this moment in time with all the life that you've lived. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your values? What are your preferences? What's your communication style, your work style, your leadership style, your conflict resolution style? How you show up in relationships. It's a safe and non-judgmental space where you can explore your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations, where you're encouraged to dream and encouraged to allow yourself to feel things, to want things, to pursue change that might make you a little nervous, because most of us aren't great with change, but coaches can help us embrace change that we want. Through deep listening and powerful questions, coaches can help you get insight about yourself that you've never had before, which is a very powerful moment and is part of that life-changing experience that you will have. And by reflecting on your past experiences and your current challenges, you can gain insight into what truly matters for you and what you want to achieve. And once you have the clarity about what change you want to make, then you're prepared to start setting goals. A coach will work with you to identify meaningful objectives that align with your values and your vision for your future. And they help you to break down your big goals into smaller goals that are manageable, that you'll be able to check off every week. And you will be tracking that progress so that you can get that motivation and that confidence and that resilience that comes as you are creating this body of proof of what you are capable of, proof of your commitment to going after the change that you want. It starts to be a reality because of all of those smaller goals that you check off and celebrate with your coach. And after our goals are set, we are ready to take action. A coach is really special because they are there to move you from intention to action by identifying obstacles, exploring possible solutions, and creating an action plan. And a coach really does help you to develop strategies that are going to keep you on track and help you reach successful outcomes. They're there to help you overcome limiting beliefs that hold you back and help you stay accountable for keeping the commitment that you've made to yourself. And through regular check-ins, feedback, and encouragement, you will find new reserves of motivation that you didn't know that you had. And this will just increase over time as you are taking consistent, purposeful steps toward achieving that change you want. Okay, so now let's talk about the benefits. And it's a very long list, so I'm going to keep this brief. I will have it on the screen so you can visually follow along. And if you have any questions specifically about any of them later, you can always ask me in the comments. Here we go. Coaching is all about personalized development. Each coaching session is going to be built around you as the client. Each coaching experience is personalized, tailored to the needs of the client. Then there's enhanced self-awareness. Through these discussions, you gain a deeper sense of who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your beliefs, everything that makes you you. You'll gain improved communication skills. And this includes one-on-one interactions as well as our interactions in groups. Conflict resolution. Coaches can help you develop effective strategies for managing and resolving conflict. Career advancement. Working with a coach can help you to identify and pursue opportunities for career growth. They can help you keep your eye on the prize and to work toward the thing that you want most, the dream that you have for your career and where you want to be someday. Of course, the accountability piece. Accountability is something that we all need. And it's because life throws us curveballs and there are so many unforeseen things that happen that require our time and our attention and can distract us. And having a coach to keep you on track, to help you remember that the change that you want is worth the extra time and thought to make it happen. That it's worth making that substitute. That instead of watching an hour of Netflix, maybe you go outside and be in nature and go for a walk for an hour. Maybe that's going to be getting you towards the goal that you want. Or instead of scrolling on your phone, Maybe you make the choice to spend that time listening to books on Blinkist that will help you to advance your skill set or your knowledge in a certain area. They can help you maintain that focus, even through stressful times when it might be really hard to hold yourself accountable. They can be that partner. And because they become your biggest cheerleader, they are able to bring you back from the brink of breaking your promise to yourself. And they can do it in that completely supportive, I believe in you way that feels like we're being called home to our purpose, recentered. They help us to not lose our way. Increase confidence. Who is not going to gain confidence as they are making progress towards something they really want on a weekly basis, where you could look back and say, these are all the things that I've done in order to get me to where I am and prepare me for what's next. The last on my list is stress management. And I'm sure there's a lot more, but coaches can provide you with techniques and strategies for managing stress in all areas of our life. Maybe it's in personal relationships, or maybe it's in managing work and life outside of work. There's a lot of different dynamics at play for all of us, and we all have stress that we would love to handle better, right? So it doesn't feel so intense, or so that we can show up better for people in our lives, or so that we can be more productive. So part of what makes all of this possible is the emotional support that you get from your coach. Coaches offer a compassionate, understanding environment where you can process the things you need to process, where you can reflect. And through that reflection, you experience personal change. The way that you think, the way that you behave. It's so important to feel safe and like you aren't being judged, and to have someone help you believe in yourself, help you see the potential that they see in you. Coaches are people who are naturally inclined to be looking for people's potential. We're geared towards helping other people grow. And through reflective questioning and active listening, a coach will help you to gain insights into your emotions, your triggers, your patterns of behavior. And part of that emotional support is validation and encouragement. And that's that cheerleader element that I was referencing earlier. Coaches will validate your experience, your perspective, and aspirations by helping you to feel heard and understood. Coaches also offer encouragement, praise, positive reinforcement to boost your confidence and your self-belief. Because we know that by celebrating your progress and your achievements, we will be able to inspire a sense of accomplishment and motivation for you. All right, so whenever anyone's introducing something to me, I always have possible reservations or objections that run through my mind. And I think that's natural as we're getting used to something. So I made a list of possible reservations that you might have about coaching. And as we're going through the list, let me know if I missed any. So number one for most people, I think, is money. And in this case, it would be about coaching being an additional expense, not sure if it's worth it, not sure if you should take it on. And I would put forward to you that change that I had you imagine during the beginning of the video, the change that you want most, if you could wake up tomorrow and that change was done, what would that mean for your life? And then ask yourself, what is that worth to you? Is it worth getting a coach? So, money I put as number one. Of course, time had to make this list, right? Because time and money, most people's two big concerns. Maybe you're thinking, Brooke, I have way too much on my plate right now. I am way too busy. Can't fit another thing in. I would invite you to consider that there is time in your week, maybe not in a given day, but in your week, that you could be using differently. And this could be one of the ways that you use that time. And for most of us, an area in our life where we could repurpose time that we don't think we have, but we do, is scrolling on social media. Let me just put forward that most of us could probably shift some things around to make space for an appointment with a coach that was going to change our lives. It's worth noting that coaches will work with you to find convenient times for your sessions together. And then you might be skeptical, like, I'm not sure coaching will really help me. I think what I'm about to share with you might alleviate your skepticism. Some of the most successful athletes, politicians, celebrities have a coach, and not just a coach, but a coach that has been with them for years, helping them to navigate all of the challenges that they face as they're doing all these momentous things. The pressure is high, the stakes are high, and they want to do their very best, and they have dreams and aspirations that they're working towards all the time. So the coach is there to be their sounding board, to help them think. Those famous, highly successful humans have coaches. So if it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't work for you. Maybe you have reservations that stem from this place of fear of change. Like, I'm comfortable with how things are. I can live with the status quo. I know what to anticipate in this current situation. But the unknown is so scary. Have you ever seen the cartoon with the little dog that's in the house that's on fire and the little thought bubble is, I'm fine? Well, don't be the dog in the house that's on fire. That dog is not fine. I've been that dog, and I definitely don't recommend it. So don't let fear of change keep you in a space that is not healthy or good for you. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's good. And I had a coach that used to talk about fighting for your limitations. So any arguments that are coming up inside your head right now for why it's okay, why whatever the change you want doesn't actually need to happen because you're okay, those are limiting beliefs. And you can either fight for what you deserve, what you need, what you want, or you can fight for the reasons to not make the change. But you can't do both. Or it could be about lack of trust, just not comfortable opening up to a stranger. Let me assure you that coaches are trained to create a safe, private environment where you can be vulnerable, and they will be there to hold you accountable and cheer you on. They will earn your trust. One objection could be tied to self-sufficiency. The whole, I can take care of it myself, or I can handle this on my own. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the doctor heal thyself. Doctors need doctors. And therapists, good therapists, go to a therapist. And I am sure that people that give massages all day need their own masseuse. We can know how to do things for other people. We can be experts in those things, but we still need someone to help us. So even if you are remarkably self-sufficient in ways that are ridiculously awesome and highly deserving of praise, you shouldn't have to be the one to handle everything. And some things are way easier to handle if you're not alone, if you have someone in your corner, if you have someone who is your personal cheerleader. Or perhaps there's an objection around stigma. Like maybe you associate getting a coach with people who underperform at work. Maybe you attach it to some kind of deficiency or being less than. But this is one of those things where if the most powerful people in the world have coaches, why on earth would you not want that too? Because the only reason those people have coaches is because the coaches are helping them to achieve their goals, their dreams, overcome the challenges there's a theme here. And they think they deserve that for themselves. You deserve that too. And coaches come at all different price points and specialize in all different areas. So there's always going to be a right coach for you. And there is no shame in having one. If anything, it should be a sign that life is good and going well for you. Now we're going to talk about how coaching can change your life. And beside me on the screen, I'll put up a brief list of areas of transformation that people experience through coaching. But I want to share my story with you about how coaching changed my life. About a year ago, a big change occurred in my life that caused a chain reaction of events. And I would say for about 6 months, I was transitioning between my old life and my new life, and that involved moving from one area of the country to another, changing careers after almost 20 years in my first career, and deciding where and how I wanted to live my life. So, all the big things on the table. Through all of that, I had a handful of coaches. Each one played a significant part in my life, and I didn't seek out coaching. I wasn't even aware of really what it was or how I would benefit, which is a large part of why I wanted to make this video for all of you to share this information that became part of my world, but through happenstance. It was just the luck of the draw. So in my previous role, I had an opportunity to work with a performance coach, and she was brought in, and it was through conversations with her that I finally committed to letting go of that career and the amount of intense stress and negative impact it was having on my life. Let it go. And to move forward into something new. And she was really critical in the letting go process because I was deeply committed to the work that I was doing, and I really thought it was the only way that I could do what I feel like I'm meant to do, which is helping other people. I really believed that that was the best way, the only way for me to go about that. And I think it's because after being intensely involved for that long in one thing, you develop a comfort level around that, a level of expertise around that, and that just becomes like home base. So she helped me to make that decision that I needed to change lanes and refocus on something else. Then I worked with another coach who helped me to frame up my resume and get it ready for other industries. Then I had the pleasure of working with a transitional career coach, and she was really great. She's really great. She inspired me with our conversations. She helped me to remember why I was an awesome candidate and have confidence and be excited for the new things and not intimidated. And that was really important. She was very good at empowering me. And then the next person I worked with, she was a career coach, and she was phenomenal. Phenomenal in helping me to take an accurate look back at all the things that made me me, the things I valued, the things that lit me up inside, the things that I was naturally inclined towards, my personality types, my strengths, my weaknesses, my preferences. I so appreciated how she helped me to repackage my thoughts about myself and actually, for the first time ever, I think, really do like a deep dive on who I was and therefore why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. As far as career goes, I was able to pull out all of the really amazing things that served as proof for what I was capable of. And ultimately, it brought me to coaching. That's when I met a world of coaches. I had 2 mentors that taught my certificate program, and I had a group coach that was funny and helpful and helped add layers of insight to my experience that I'm very thankful for. And then I met all these peers through that program that were getting certified when I was, or that had recently graduated. But it was this very intensely beautiful experience because I had the pleasure of meeting people from all across the world whose goal, whose mission in life, whose calling was to make the world a better place by helping one person at a time to be their best selves and to live their best life. Through all of that, my life changed in ways that I probably even can't put in words yet. I had a lot of healing to do after I left my last very toxic environment. I needed to come back to myself. I needed to find my core again. And this time that I spent learning with and from this collection of people helped me tap in to my intuition and my best skills and remember who I was and what I had to offer and how it was not only tied to the title and the career path that I was formerly on. I learned to see the world in a very different way. Definitely one that made me more grateful. To know that there are all those beautiful souls out there who all wanted what I wanted, just to improve the quality of people's lives, to significantly improve people's lives by helping them achieve the change that was going to matter most to them. Each coach is unique, so you've got to find the one that fits best for you. I recommend you ask about their philosophy. Mine is to give more than I promise, and I love working with clients who are emotionally intelligent, who value integrity, who live with heart. I think we should live and lead with passion. And in a future video, I promise to share with you more about who I am as a coach, the type of clients I typically work with, and what types of subjects we cover during our coaching sessions. But for now, I just wanted everyone to have a very basic foundation of what coaching is so you could decide if it would be beneficial to you. And maybe for some of you, I am your vibe and the coach that you want to work with. And for others, you might be thinking that you need a different kind of coach. Totally cool. I have a huge network of peers who all have different niches. Performance coaches, business coaches, finance coaches, wellness coaches, relationship coaches, dating coaches. There are tons of different types of coaches out there. Just let me know what you're looking for and I can put the word out and see who I can find for you. My goal with this channel is, as always, to make sure that you are getting the support and validation, the resources that you need in order to face the challenges that happen on a daily basis. If you're interested in working with me, please feel free to comment below or send me an email. My email's in the bio for this channel. And until next time, stay true to yourself, lead with purpose, and thank you for watching.